Alright, hi everybody. It's a little later than I would normally go on. Now, there we go. I haven't been live as much as I typically would because it's deer season. And I go up to the mountains, go hunting through long weekends. So, got a lot of that going on. Plus, I got a lot of projects going on that I'm trying to get caught up on. So, I haven't been live as much as I have been in the past. So I'm going to get back on it through the month of December. I wanted to introduce to you guys a new plan that I have coming up is a membership program. So on YouTube, they allow membership programs after you get so many hours of playtime and so many subscribers and all that stuff. And I finally reached that point, so I'm going to apply for it, set it up. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to teach people how to weld live from home. So for some of you who are looking to learn to weld but don't want to go to welding school and want to do stuff at home for home projects and stuff, that's what I'm going to show you. This isn't supposed to take place of a welding school or necessarily prepare you for a professional job, but this will be something to supplement in order for you to practice at home, or if it's just something that you want to pick up as a hobby or something that you've just wanted to learn over time. I'll be able to do this, and I'll be able to do this with live help. So if you want to practice live with me, you certainly can. And you can ask questions live. So I haven't figured all that out yet, but I'm going to get started. This is kind of an example of how this is going to work. And these chickens are driving me crazy. So my live would probably be, it's going to be twice a month. It's going to be on Friday evenings or Friday nights. Maybe sometimes Saturdays, but for the most part, it should be Friday nights. So that's the plan. So if you want that, subscribe, follow along. I should have that set up for the new year. And I think it's going to be pretty exciting. We're not just going to touch on stick welding. We're going to do all processes. We're going to do everything that you can do in your garage. And I'm going to show you guys how to do different projects and practice. So to get started, I'm obviously going to start on stick welding because that's my go-to. And I'm going to use this. This is a piece of 1/8" plate. I'm going to cut this thing in half so I can use it as a corner joint in order to practice fillet welds, because that's where most people start. So for doing something like this, you need a welder, welding hood, gloves, all the necessary PPE, and you need a piece of 1/8" plate. You can get 1/8" plate from Home Depot or Lowe's, very easy. I'm not saying that. So you can get 1/8" plate very easily from Home Depot, Lowe's, whatever. You can also get pre-cut, pre-cleaned test coupons from weldmetalsonline.com. Use the code StickmanFab24. You get 10% off of that. So you can definitely use those. You can get coupon test kit. Usually they start at like $6, pretty cheap. But if you want to get your own plate, that means you have to cut it, bandsaw or grinder or something. You can have a table bandsaw like this. It's a little porta band with a bench attachment. Now for this stuff that I'm going to do, and for the stuff that I'm going to practice with, that I'm going to show you guys, I'm going to do stuff that you can do from home on a 110 outlet, because that's what most people have. Most people don't have a 220 outlet in their garage or in their shed or in the back of their house or whatever. So everything's going to be off of 110. I'm going to use my Yes Welder YDM211P. Yes Welder also makes a small stick welder, YWA 160. They make small stuff that go up to like 120 amps. That's really all you need for this. 120 amps is more than enough. Matter of fact, if you have a 90 amp machine, that'll be plenty for what we're going to do here. But I'll show you. Also, when you don't have a hood, you would need to get a hood. I have a selection here. A couple Yes Welder hoods that are very good. Lincoln makes hoods that are really nice and just really expensive. And then I have a 3M hood here that's what I'm going to use. That's my favorite hood for this, other than my pipeliner hood, which I don't have with me right now. Okay. On most stick welding processes, you need to run DC positive. What that means is that your electrode holder goes into the positive side of your machine, or the red side. Your ground goes into your negative side. Okay? Give it a good pair of gloves. Now the rods that I'm going to use to start with are 6013. 6013 is one of the most popular rods that you can get from any hardware store, any welding supply store, basically anywhere. You don't need to keep it under heat to keep them good. You just need to keep them clean. And they can also run very easily on a 120 amp machine. So, box says 45 to 60, 40 to 65. I'm going to run about 55 amps. And what I'm going to do, take these 1/8" plates. Now, what's really good for practice, you need to put this in a vise like I'm going to do. These birds are driving me crazy. Put this in a vise like that, or you can just put it on your bench. You don't necessarily need to put it on a vise. The only other thing you need is a chip and hammer and a wire brush. It usually comes with most machines. That'll work. Okay, so I'm going to make a T-joint. It's best for practice for a fillet weld. That way I got both sides. Okay? Now when you're starting your arc with any rod, there's a scratch start. When you're doing a scratch start, that means that this is always hot. Ready? I can't turn it off. So we got to be careful swinging this thing around. Anytime you're done with the rod, take it out of the rod holder. Do your arc off of anything that's grounded. But I'll take my corner joint, hold it with my hand, and I will tack the corners to hold this piece. So what I'll do is I'll strike the arc kind of like a match. Once I get it going, I'll long arc it a little bit, take a long arc, and then you close the arc up in order to make a little tack. And then you pull away really quick, let it go. Also helps with these rods to, if you have a hot start option on your machine, to turn the hot start on a little bit. Alright, those are 2 tacks that'll hold it. Now, before you go to make a pass, you're going to take a chip and hammer, just chip that slag off right there. Now, chip and hammers are not hammers. I don't know why they call them chip and hammers. They should just be called slag sliders, because you should just have to scrape the slag off. If you have to hammer the slag off when you're done a weld, that means something's wrong. You shouldn't have to do that. to make a fillet weld like this, so to make a fillet weld like this, what I'm going to do is once I get my arc started, I'm going to start my arc somewhere out in the middle here, where I'm going to weld. Once I get it started, I'm going to long arc a little bit, bring it back, and once I get to the start, I'm going to close that arc back up tight and just drag this rod all the way across, keeping about a 45-degree work angle, which is this angle, and about a 15-degree travel angle, which is this angle. Okay? There you go. Your rods, once you're done, it's about as much as I need to burn up to the numbers. Any more than that, it's a little too close. You don't want to burn up your rod holder too quickly. Now, when you're welding this thing, once you get it started, sometimes I like to do a little bit of movement back and forth to spread the metal out a little bit to get started, but really it's just a drop and drag. Literally, get that rod started, you just drag it across at a steady speed. Then, the slag you just chip off relatively easily. There you go. Okay, that's what's called a fillet weld. Very simple. Okay, that rod's a drop and drag rod. It's not a low hydrogen rod, so you don't have to keep it under heat. Works really well. And then there you go. So that's my basic example of what my welding online live welding classes are going to be like. This will be an opportunity for you guys to comment and ask questions. But I wanted to give you a little bit of an example. I'm still setting it up, so it's going to take a little bit. It's not ready yet. But once it's ready, I'll make an announcement. And as soon as I get at least one person on, I'll get started. It'll be Friday, most Friday evenings, two Friday evenings or Friday nights a month. Do live welding classes like that. Okay? Start from scratch. And I will start from absolute scratch. Okay? I'll be able to tell you guys what type of machine to get, the equipment to get, stuff like that. And, I'm not going to sit there and try and sell you products. It's just going to be, here's the minimum recommendations. Like I said, with the stuff that I'm going to show you, you'd be able to do this from the least expensive welder you could find at Harbor Freight or Temu or Amazon or whatever. This stuff would work for any stick welder for the most part. As far as stick welding goes, I also want to do TIG. I also want to do MIG for the people that want to do it. But this is going to be a class based on basically what all the members want to see. I don't have a specific curriculum set. So initially, I'm probably going to start with stick welding because that is A, my specialty, and B, the cheapest to get started with. And then we'll move into the other processes. So thank you guys for tuning in. Unfortunately, I do have to get going this morning. I got a lot going on, and I will be in touch. You guys will hear more about this whole membership program as I go through, and I'll explain it as I go. So, subscribe if you want to see it. I'm thinking it'll come live. The membership program, in order to learn how to weld at home, will be probably, I would say, mid-January. It'll be ready to go. So, and if anybody has any questions or suggestions, feel free to comment. Feel free to send me a message. Feel free to like me on Instagram and all that stuff. I got an Instagram page, stick_man_fab. I also got a Facebook page, Stickman Fabrication. See all the same stuff on there. The Facebook page, you'll be able to see live updates on the subscription program, and I'm going to start posting more on, maybe cool things that I've seen or projects or stuff like that. So, thanks for watching. Stay tuned. I'll talk to you guys soon.